Right, I'm back. I'm going to actually suggest a modification here. What I've done is the pivot point here between part, let me just check what the part numbers are, between part 4H and 4I, I think it is. Yeah, part 4H and 4I. The CP screws that they've given me in my kit are just too long, and they're just not the right size at all for this joint, and they're fouling the casing and they're making the hinge go out of alignment. So what I've done is I've taken a track pin from a 00 railway. If you're familiar with railway modelling, you'll know what that is. It's like just like a tiny little pin, and I've used that as the pivot for the joint, and now the joint works perfectly and it's in perfect alignment. So that's my suggestion for modification. In step 7B, don't use the CP screws, make yourself a little metal pin pivot like that. So I'm just going to refocus the camera. There you are, step 7B. The CP screws in my kit, they're just too long and they're hitting each other nose to nose, and they're sending the axis of the joint off, and I think people will be having difficulty with this part of the build. So that's a possible solution anyway. Make your own little pivot pin, and that's what I've done. So we're going to continue with my little modification there. Hopefully I can snip this pin shorter now. There we go. Oops. I've snipped the pin short, so it's not going to foul anything. Right, let's try fitting my modified version. Let's see if we have any success. Tighten that up. So look at that. Yep, there we go. Yep. Yeah, that's all lining up now. Yep, that's working. Yep, so there you go. Like I say, that's obviously not the suggested way of doing it, but that's my little modification, and it's working now fine. So there you go. That might be something to consider if you have difficulties. Right, now we're going on to the bit that I think everyone's dreading, and that's those two tiny little screws. Tiny little springs, I beg your pardon, which fit in steps 11, 12 and 13. So these springs are so small, I mean, you can just see them in the bag there. They're really tiny. These are going to be a headache to get in, but I'm going to give it a go. Very carefully get them out of the bag. Oh God, they're tiny. They are so small. My two are stuck together as well. I think the best method is to do them one at a time, I would think. Now, are they magnetic? Yes, they are. That's a good thing. So I'll just try and pop one in place here. They are so small and so tiny, I don't think you'll be able to see it on the camera. That one's just pinged off somewhere. Let's try again with that one. Right, I've got one of them in place. let's see if I can quickly get a screw through it before it flies off. Let's get the CP screw on the end of my screwdriver, and hopefully that will go through the middle of the screw and hold it in position. Yeah, I think that's working. Okay, that's one spring in. There we go. Now has that spring loaded it? Yeah, even with one spring in place, that's working. So now the question is, where did that other spring go? I think there are going to be a whole load of people looking for little springs. Where on earth did that go? As I said, this is definitely the most fiddly build we've had so far. You know, I'm going to have to pause again, and I think I'm going to go on a hunt for a spring. I'll be back in a minute.